So this is publication number 15 of Tech2Biotech. Out of all the 15 I've done thus far, this might be the one that I want you to watch the most because it connects two things almost nobody's really connecting behind the scenes. Right now in Washington, two deadlines are closing in that will probably shape where the next decade of medicine actually gets invented. And at the exact same time, the money's quietly doing the opposite of what the politicians are telling us. So give me 3 minutes or so, and I'll break all this down for you. So Washington is racing to fix the FDA to beat China. But here's the twist that changes everything. The money, the investors, already decided China really isn't a rival to beat. It's actually the industry's favorite place to go shopping for drugs and compounds. So in America, we have the fence, keeping things out, and the bridge of the investors going over to the APAC region. So let me show you both. Every medicine has a birthplace, as we know. The first time it's tested in human, which is a phase 1 trial. For decades, that was the United States, primarily for everything. Not so much anymore. In 2009, Chinese companies ran 1% of the world's clinical trials. Today, they're at 32% and counting, nearly tied with us. Their approval cycles also run 50 to 70% faster. They also grew the capability of reviewing drug applications 6-fold in 7 years, whereas we cut the FDA's workforce by 20%. So one country floored the accelerator, so to speak. The other one lost 1 in 5 people. So why care if a trial runs in Shanghai instead of Boston, New York, or San Diego? Well, 3 reasons. First, jobs and money follow the birthplace of trials. Trials are very sticky. You lose a phase 1 trial, and the later bigger trials could also drift away too. And most human of all, for a lot of cancer and rare disease patients that don't have any options, an early trial is the only thing they can actually do. If you offshore those to different countries, particularly China, American patients lose the first shot at tomorrow's medicine. So not good. Now the part most everyone misses. Washington again calls this a race, which again, it is. But while the politicians again are building a fence, these investors, again, as I mentioned, are building a bridge, right? Western Pharma also has a patent cliff coming up. So they're not fighting against Chinese drugs. Again, they're buying them. So China to West licensing went from $14 billion to $136 billion in 4 years. Plus now we have another $60 billion in just the first quarter of this year and counting. Also, as I mentioned before, in other publications, 1 in 3 new compounds in the U.S. pipelines actually starts from China. So it's here to say. So what's the fix? Well, BIO, the big industry advocacy group for biotech, which we know, funded a really cool roadmap that offers 17 ideas. Here, I'll talk a little bit more about 4 of them, right? Number 1, risk proportionate review. Stop treating a known drug like a brand new one and taking all the time and money. Rolling submissions. Instead of handing in the giant application in one piece, do it multiple times rolling. Renaming the investor spooking, quote, clinical hold to something that doesn't tank your valuation. And the deepest one, 20 years ago, we went back, we had all these roadmaps and suggestions. The problem is we never executed them, right? We had the knowledge, but no execution. So skip the headlines, watch the so-called plumbing instead, right? 2 deadlines coming up. First, around October 1st, you have the OMB grant rule, which could destabilize the NIH fundings even further, unfortunately. Second, by January 15th of next year, we have what's called PDUFA number 8. This is the fee deal that actually funds FDA reviewers. So also on top of that, we had America do it in America first to bring back a lot of these offshoring for trials. And it just hasn't worked because, again, going to China is much more efficient, cheaper, and the quality's gotten up. So 4 takeaways. Compete with China is now the master key to every biotech policy fight we'll hear, and it's bipartisan, so it's here to stay. Also watch the gap between the slogan and the checkbook, and the bottleneck is execution, not ideas. And keep your eyes again on those 2 dates I mentioned, October 1st and January 15th. Lastly, as always, if you'd like to become a subscriber to Tech2Biotech, you'll get the full publication, special reports, access to all the archives, plus this executive video brief. Free subscribers get the executive video brief and an executive summary. And lastly, as you know, I launched recently 2 books on China biotech out-licensing, more of a practitioner guide and also a novel relating back to the practitioner guide to bring it more to life. So again, those are both fully available on Amazon, on Kindle, and paperback coming shortly, and also Gumroad, where you can buy both of them together for a slight discount. Thank you.